Hi, this is Clever from Golden Union, a professional sorting and shipping service buyer with a history of more than 10 years. And in the previous video, the very beginning of this collection, I have brought you a brief introduction of District 1. And from this video, I will go deeper into each section and show you the strategy to find the right products at the lowest cost of both time and money.
In the toy section, we are always attracted by the booth in the central aisles. So let's get it started here. The most important thing while visiting a shop is to know where they are from. So here are the tips. Wooden toys, such as the wooden kitchen or garage toy sets, are mainly made in Yunhe County, Zhejiang, and also in Guangdong. Plush toys are mainly made in Jiangsu and Guangdong. Electric toys, the biggest industry is in Guangdong too. And the cheap plastic and rubber toys are made easily in any factories from any regions. So it is not difficult to tell that almost all the types of toys can be made in Guangdong. And when you talk to a supplier, ask their regions first. Because the factories in big industry chains can always offer great prices. Then let's get into the fancy electric toys. These factories respond to the latest hot videos in TikTok or YouTube very quickly, so they can turn any interesting ideas or symbols into actual products. And sometimes they even make the trend by themselves, such as Gatling bubble gun and the high-speed remote control cars or boats. So if you are a seller tightly connected to the trend, just visit shops in this aisle. And it's obvious that many of them are carrying lithium batteries, which means that the start of an inquiry will be do you have MSDS. Batteries are classified into the dangerous goods as it's easy to catch on fire. An MSDS report will be issued once the product is tested by the authorized lab and it claims the safety of the product during the long-distance transportation and storage. And the second tip, the copyright, which is also the universal issue around all the importing fields. But we emphasize it way more when we are importing or exporting toys. It's all because the patents of these latest released products are usually in a mess. So you have to confirm whether it will be stopped by your customs or not. Then let's talk about the wooden toys. There's also a first key point that you can't miss: the fumigation. The fumigation is required when you are importing wooden products to prevent the potential risk of insect invasion. You can tell your forwarder to get cargoes fumigated under the customs system. And well, it's time to discuss about the strategy. Firstly, you gotta source. It will take lots of time to find the supplier who has stock and is willing to cooperate to make your own packaging and customizations. Just as I mentioned, that sometimes it's more important to find the right people rather than the right products. Secondly, convince the supplier that you are a serious buyer with big deals. Even you are just a starter on Amazon, the profit of toy is usually higher than that of the other products. So the suppliers are likely to sell at higher prices if they judge you as a small seller. Your profit margin could be reduced from 30% to 10% if you are not talking in a serious way. You can say, I just want 100 pieces to check the quality and performance, and I will repeat for 2,000 pieces if that satisfied me. Even if you are just buying a dozen as gifts for your friends. And during the price negotiation, you will definitely go to the other suppliers for the same item. We don't talk about it here, as it's almost the most basic way to do business. Then, when you reach an agreement on the price and place the order, just keep the samples with the packaging, because it's difficult to tell the difference between the final product you got and the photo you shot in the market. So in conclusion, if you can visit the Yiwu market, you will find it very easy to compare the the products and suppliers, as they are just so close to each other. And you don't need to worry about the MOQ. Well, we will finish the topic today, and you can leave your messages below if you want to have a look of some specific areas. We will consider your feedbacks. Subscribe and see you next time.